As I've mentioned before, the asset tab that belongs to the directory asset has been removed, and it was replaced by something that's called discovery. So if you start the latest client, you're going to see in the settings that you will have something that is called discovery, and the asset one is for the directory entry that was used for the directory integration now is located under the assets. So when you click on the discovery, you're going to see a little dashboard about the results and the tasks you have executed. And of course, with the default settings, it's pretty much empty as it is here now. So let's start to define some kind of discovery, and first I want to do some kind of asset discovery. As you see, you have a couple of various discovery things to configure or configurable. So you have an asset discovery and you have an account discovery, and you have a couple of results, and one of the things you see that you have a service discovery results or discovered services, but you don't have something like service discovery. This is included in the asset discovery as well. I'm going to show you up in a second. So let's create an asset discovery. So the first thing we do is just click on this little plus sign to add the asset discovery, just give it a name. And now you can decide, do you want to point this asset to a directory or want to use some kind of network scanning? Maybe we're going to start with the directory first. So leave it directory selected as by default. Click on next or click on information, and now you have to select the directory, and the directory in this case is Active Directory. This is one of our assets, or the type of that asset we can execute a discovery run on, and then you have to define a rule. So the rule will just try to define how to discover something. Click on plus and give it a rule, whatever, and maybe you want to have some condition on this, so you can have, okay, LDAP filter, find all groups, memberships, whatever, select as you want. Easiest one is to find all. Maybe we're going to go for constraints, and we're gonna may want to have it like the operating system contains Windows, maybe, in terms of just checking the operating system if there's something like Windows comes back. I just omit the W in this case just to make it more precise. And we just can select the directory location where to start from, and then we can click on preview. That will give us some kind of results that are coming back from that search, and very nicely it lists out the lots of systems in our environment, so that's pretty nice. So give it a close and give it OK, and now you have added the rule to include some rule with that constraint. And of course you can do a little bit more, because now you can use the connection template to define how to connect to that found asset, and then try to do some more discovery inside that asset. So maybe looking for accounts or whatever you want, or services, and so on and so on. So in this case, just use directory account maybe for this and select the account of the directory. We currently just only have the administrator one, and then click on OK. So now it will try to discover an asset in a directory, and if it finds that asset, it will connect with a directory account to that asset to do further discovery. And a couple of other things you can add as well is a profile. You can assign a profile automatically to that thing. You know, profiles are bound to partitions, and they contain various things like password rules, check and change profile, check and change runs, and so on and so on. Maybe I'm going to talk on this in a more detailed way in a different video, but just to inform you that you can assign these types of information as well. So maybe just leave it as with the default one that is automatically generated. And another one you can assign to it is the managed network. Managed networks, as you may know, are used to structure your network or your safeguard environment to direct traffic to certain nodes if password change may occur. Okay, we just leave it here as the default. And now we have this asset discovery defined. And now we just have to define a schedule if you want it, or you can just run it manually. I leave it out here, and I just make it this and complete the configuration and just save it. And then you can just click on it, type this little Run Now button, and it will execute that stuff. And hopefully I can just pull that little window over here to see the results. And now you see this activity box popping up, showing us what's happening here. That may take a little time, and see what it comes back with. Okay, now the discovery run is completed, so it may take a little time, and you can click on this little eye icon to see or check some details, or maybe you can have a more detailed view on this, whatever it is. So clicking this to close and give it a refresh. As you know, Safeguard Client always be refreshing. And now you see that you have one asset discovery, that's the one we have defined, and you see that the asset discovery results now is free. If you click on that, you're gonna see that we have run this stuff 3 times, and we have 11 assets here, 11 assets here, and 4 assets on this one. Yep, come on. So maybe that's caused by the testing I've done before, but it may look similar like this in your environment if you try to test it. More or less, you have it all here. Now you have the assets, and now you can go on and define some kind of account discovery in a similar way as you have done before.